Hello, crafty friends. Welcome to my channel and thank you for joining me. My name is Melissa Miller. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Southern California, and today I wanted to make something from our a-Bration catalog. a-Bration goes from August 3rd to September 30th, so you've only got about 10 more days left to purchase something out of our mini catalog or our annual catalog and then receive a free item out of the a-Bration catalog. Today we will be making something with the Peaceful Prints 12 by 12 designer series paper. And this is a free item when you purchase $50 or more. You can choose the paper. I am also going to be using the coordinating Peaceful Dear bundle, which comes with this stamp set here. And it's got some really cute little sentiments on there. We've got wishing you a wonderful year and friendships dear, sending love and peace this season. It's the best time of year. Merry Christmas. Let's celebrate from all of us. And then we've got some cute little deer here. We've got some trees, and it's really nice because they have the snowbank on there. So you can do some really cute scene building with that. So that's what we're going to do. But let me show you this paper. This is really nice. It's 12 by 12. It's double-sided, and you get all these patterns on there for Christmas. So we've got the deer, and then we've got our birch tree kind of pattern. We've got some snowflakes in the red, some more trees, snowflakes in the green, and then over here we've got, this is the Sahara sand, and it's got some deer in there with some trees. And then you can flip this over, and you've got more patterns. We've got the red and black check, we've got our stripes, we've got a plaid pattern, we've got the green, and then we've got the Sahara sand plaid. Now I didn't even get into using the greens yet. I've only used the reds and the Sahara sand, and I got a ton of cards out of there. So the two cards that I thought we would make today are this one, but I'm going to change it up and use some gold, and this one here. I really like how they turned out. The colors, you know, I'm just into simple. I like my layers, and I like it to be as clean looking as possible. So that's what we're going to do today. And also a couple tags. So let's go ahead and get started with this card. I've already got my card base, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I cut all my layering pieces. I wanted to be ready here because I'm trying to keep this video short for you. I cut my deer here, and what is really neat about this is with the punch and the paper, you can cut the deer out. It fits perfect. It's just amazing how they think of these things. So let's get him centered in there, and I'll show you how it punches out. It just punches out perfect, right out of that designer series paper. So I just took and cut, or punched actually, a couple extras, and I layered my white pieces and then just stacked them on top of here, just to give it a little bit more dimension. So we've got a deer here that is punched out from the paper, and it's layered for dimension. So let's get started. We need to stamp our sentiment on here. We're going to bring out our Stamparatus because you know how much I love my Stamparatus. I've already got it all lined up. We're just going to make sure that magnet is on there so it doesn't move. I'm going to bring in my Memento Tuxedo Black, and we're just going to stamp this sentiment on there. And I've got it in the Stamparatus because I just want to make sure I get a good crisp image. When I use black, I like to do it a couple times just because I want it to be really dark. So let's stamp it again. Good. So we've got that all stamped. Move this out of the way. And we are going to attach this to our gold piece. And of course, you've seen me do this before. I don't want to waste any of my foil paper, so I just used my Stitched So Sweetly die and cut that out of there because nobody is going to see that middle piece missing. So let's attach this. And I did put tear and tape on the back of here. Anytime I am working with foil, I prefer to use tear and tape or, you know, a tape runner. I've got my Stampin' Seal. Just because I don't want to use liquid glue. Sometimes when you use liquid glue, it will kind of seep out the edges, and I didn't want to risk that on my foil. So we're just going to get that placed in there, right in the center. Push our corners down, and then we can take our tear and tape out. It does come out pretty easy. Just pull it right out. And then we will put some dimensionals on here and get that ready, and then put that aside. I usually use, you know, I'd like to say you can be conservative, and of course you can, but I think I kind of go overboard sometimes. So there we go. We've got our dimensionals on there. Let's put these pieces together. Now we're going to put the check pattern here. I think it's houndstooth. I think that's what they call that. We're going to put that on our foil. I already have the tear and tape on there. We're just going to peel back our corners so we can get it centered on the foil. I think I'm ready for Christmas. I'm kind of, I'm not ready for Christmas, but I'm being a little more accepting. I walked into the grocery store the other day and I was knocked over by the scent of the cinnamon. They're getting all the pine cones out. I mean, we haven't even had Halloween yet, and they're already getting Christmas up. So I figure we need to start getting ready. All right, that's nice and centered. We're just going to pull our release paper out of there. And then here we can use a little bit of liquid glue because we're not adhering to the foil. So I'm just going to add some liquid glue here, just around the edges. A little bit in the middle. We'll put that on our red layering piece. Nice and centered. And you can move it around when you've got the liquid glue. There we go. Now we can attach our Merry Christmas piece here. We'll take off our dimensionals. And this one is really easy to center because you just go off of your squares here. That looks pretty good. Attach that. And then we will attach our little deer. And like I said, he is layered. Just plain regular white cardstock. I cut out 3 of them with the punch. We're just going to attach him where I think that looks good. Add a little bit of glue to him. Just a couple little dots on his legs. We don't want anything to peel up. And on his ears. There we go. That should be good. Place that in the middle. Hopefully my head's not getting in there. I want him kind of centered. Just put him down in there. There, he's good. And then for this one, all I did was add a little bow. I guess we need another little dot of liquid glue here. And I put it down a little bit, right about there. We're going to attach our bow. And when I do my bows, here it is, I just do rabbit ears. I just take my twine and just do rabbit ears on there. Oops, that moved a little. I moved it a little too soon. Cut off our ends. And then add some of our red rhinestones. Really, my idea here today was just to show you all the different ideas you could probably come up with this free pack of paper. And there we go. Now we can attach it to our card base, and that is one card done. It goes so fast with this patterned paper. It's all about layering. I layer everything. There we go. Got our glue on there. Make sure we have the card the correct orientation so it does open. I have glued it the wrong way before. There we go. That's perfect. One card done. And that was so simple. So simple. Okay, let's move on to our next card. So for our next card, we are going to be making this one. Now this has a totally different look. I used the Sahara sand instead of the red, and we've got a different look, but it's still all out of the same pack of paper. I already stamped my sentiments. We're just going to layer everything up. So, and again, you know how I love to save paper. I cut that layering piece out of my base. So let's add this first, and we're just going to add a little bit on the edges. We're not going to do the center because we have the center cut out of that black piece. So let's put this on there. Get that layered. And that's perfect. Now we can put this piece on our card base. And that's where we'll add our glue in the center just so it stays put. There we go. That's all we need. We want to make sure we have our deer down on that patterned paper. Perfect. And then we can do our layering piece. So here I stamped the deer with Sahara sand, and that deer stamps beautifully. I'm just going to show you real quick what a good image you get with that. So I've already got him on my plate here. We're just going to put a piece of cardstock in there just so you can see how beautifully he stamps. And easy. I did 2 inkings with Sahara sand, and the "Oh What Fun" on his body is just beautiful. You can read it perfect. Let's stamp it again, get a good image there. There we go. Well, you know what, let's do his little ears need another inking up. Perfect. And you can still read that just fine. You can read, "Oh, what fun." I hope you can see that. Looks really nice. And again, I just punched it out with my punch. Pretty simple. It lines up beautifully. There we go. Oops, I moved it a little. There we go. Just punch it out, and you also get little antlers, but I'm not using the antlers. And that's perfect. You get a great little image. So this one I have layered 3 just white cardstock punch outs underneath it. So we're going to go ahead and put him on here, but let's do this first. We've got to layer this white piece onto our black. Let's just get that on there. Good. Now we can add some dimensionals behind here. We went to the beach yesterday and I forgot my sunscreen. My arms did get a little bit burnt. They don't hurt, but they are still a little red. It was nice out there yesterday at the beach. It was absolutely beautiful. We went to watch the hydroplane boats. Had a good time out there. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this centered. You know what? Let's put these guys on here because I want to make sure I don't cramp up one in a corner or something. I want to make sure I have enough room. And we'll just put this down in there. I think that's good. Perfect. And then for our sentiments, I did already pre-stamp them. We are just going to add some mini dimensionals behind those so they are popped up a little. Super simple cards here. Nothing elaborate, but they do look really nice when you're done. This paper is very festive. Okay. This one's going to go on the bottom. Perfect. And then this one will go up on the top. Put that right up there. Good. And now we can add our deer, and he's going to go right in the middle. Let's put a little glue on him. Get a release paper on there. A little bit on his tail and his ears and his nose, just so he doesn't come up. Put him on there, right in the middle. And then we are just going to bring in some of our wonderful gems and add those on there just to give them a little bit of sparkle. I love sparkle on everything. So we've got 3 we're going to put on here. And you can put these anywhere, wherever you want. I love these. They're kind of clear and they have a little hint of gold in them. There we go. Second card done. Super fast. This paper makes it so easy. So there we've got card number 2. Now I thought we'd kind of do a couple bonus Christmas tags here. So what I did was I used my layering circles on page 163 of the annual catalog. You get your circle and then you get your scalloped circle that you layer underneath. So for our first one here, I cut this out of the deer paper, and then I also cut out a deer and layered him. And with the scalloped piece, I used real red. So we're going to put plain white on the back. So we have a place to stamp our to and from. So let's glue that on there. And you can move this around. It is, because we are using liquid glue, you can get it right in the center so you can still see your scallops there. Let's glue this one on there. And you know, you can use these for Christmas tags, for presents, and then the recipient can actually save it and use it for an ornament. That's what I like to do with my tags. Whenever somebody gives me a handmade tag, you know, it always has the ribbon or the string on there, and I just use it for an ornament. And then I remember them next year when I put it out. So we're just going to put him right here, right over the deer image. We're going to put our little bow on him. I think this time I'll give it just an extra second to dry before we cut it off. So what we're going to do is we are going to add some gems. We can put them anywhere. I like to do odds, so we're going to do 3. Let's put those there. Now we can cut his little strings so they're not so long. Perfect. And then we're going to flip it over. We are going to bring back in our memento. And I've already got my to and from on my block. You can use any set for this. I know we've all got a ton of sets in our stash with to and from. I just used the well-defined. I got this stamp set this year. I love the when it has like your subject matter and then the definition. Those are my favorite kind of stamps to use. So we're going to bring in our Memento Black. Just ink that up. I probably should have stamped it before I got the front all done, but I think it'll still work. Just put our to and from on there, and that's perfect. Then we can bring in our crocodile. I didn't want to use a regular punch. Now, StampinUp does not sell the crocodile, but I wanted to have a smaller hole on there. So I'm just going to punch that hole out of there. We're going to add a little bit of twine here. That's probably more than we need. We'll end up cutting that off. Put that through the hole. Just do a little knot up here. We don't want it too long. I think that's probably pretty good. And then you could probably even make it shorter than that. Cut our ends off. And then we've got a tag. One tag done. And then they can hang it on their tree as an ornament after they receive your present. So let's do the next one here. This time I stamped my little deer in red. We're going to be using what I think is the houndstooth. And I've got my white piece with the circle punches. We're just going to glue this on there. Really quickly. And then you can move it around so it's centered. I think this time we will definitely stamp it though before we put the deer on the front. So let's go ahead and stamp it with our to and from. And then you could even write the year on there. You could put 2021 and then your recipient will know that they received that present and that tag in 2021. Let's flip it over. We're going to put our deer on there. I like to just make sure I get his little legs, you know, just a couple little dots. That's all you need. And his tail. There we go. Put him on there. And then I think for our gems, we're going to use the wonderful gems again. And we'll just add those scattered. See that gold? It just adds something to it with these on this red. I was afraid we had way too much red, but you know what? That really brightens it up. So we've got our gems on there. Nice and secure. We're going to bring in our crocodile and just punch that hole right out. Right in the middle. There we go. We're going to add our twine, and that one's done again. Super simple. That's all I wanted to do this video, is just show you how easy it is to use this paper to make a couple really cute cards and Christmas tags. I've got a couple more cards to show you here after we get this done. Let's get that through there. That's good. There we go. Now it's tight. Trim off our end, and we have another tag. That is so cute. I just love these. Let's put our cover on our glue, put this away. So what we did today, we made 2 tags and 2 cards. Super duper easy. And these were made from the free paper that you get for purchasing out of our catalog. Now here's another one that I also made. I used the gold foil again. I stamped the deer in the red, and I really like this one. So instead of my rectangle as my focal point, I did a layering circle, and I cut him out again out of the paper, and I attached him there. I white heat embossed my sentiment on black, so that is a little bit of a different look. And then here's one. I just love this one too. I used the silver foil, and I used our striped paper here with the black layering piece behind that. And I used a red deer, wishing you a wonderful year and friendships dear. And you know what? That's it. That's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me. If you need a catalog or have any questions, please just send me an email to the address in the link below. I appreciate you spending time with me today. Have a great day. Bye-bye.